Hello everyone. Look at this. I'm gonna be reading the patch notes today. Notice the game looks a bit different. I'm getting low FPS, but it does look a bit different. Don't want to spoil too many features. We're gonna be going through the patch notes. Been waiting for this update for a while now. So let me just load. I have like a list of patch notes. I'm gonna have it open. So this is 0.014a_08. You can, if you're paying close attention, you can look and see I am scrolling. I'm using my mouse wheel to scroll through the item list. So I originally pressed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but now you can scroll with the mouse wheel. If you were paying attention, you could see some new blocks that were showing up. Oh, we should probably update this date sign. While I'm doing that, I'll leave the patch notes. Entities save in the world. And I will show you an example by using, let's use the retailer as an example. I will go in here and spawn this little retailer, okay? Now I'm going to save the game and load it. We'll get to what I was doing there later. But I've saved the game and loaded it. And now we're gonna walk over to the retailer's put now. Didn't notice there's a hole in there. Now we summon the retailer, and if you have been paying attention, you've noticed that the entities, they disappear when the game reloads. But look at this. The retailer is still here. Now they're all clouds now. You look up, there's clouds in the sky. Generation has changed. Let's generate a new level. You can actually change the size of the world. So we'll generate a huge level for now. And when you look at that, new generation. Now I'll get to everything here later, but let's save this as save that. Let's load Bunny Boy Minecraft. Now we're back in our normal world, right? You saw we could change the world size. We have sand and gravel. So we just look through this item list. There's new blocks, sand and gravel. These blocks have a special property where they fall. You noticed I placed it there. These blocks fall down. Same for gravel. Now it might not be obvious because it's not like I place it then it falls, but it does indeed fall. That was the explanation by Notch. There is coal, iron, and gold ore. Now you cannot access this through the hotbar, so you can't place these blocks down in your world. But if we go back to 0.0.14a_08 test, and we look around, we will be able to see some of these ores. They generate in stone. If we just look in a cavern, say we go inside this cavern, there's not in there. You'll notice this generation looks a little bit different than the one in And then the one in 13_3 looks a bit different. If we look around for long enough, we may be able to find some cold iron and gold ore. Well, there's some. So if you look closely, over in front of me, you'll see some little yellow specks. I believe that is the gold ore. Oh, that's coal and iron. So this black stuff here, that is coal. Let's just break it, take it out. There's a lot of it. Looks like it kind of cut off the iron here. There's a lot of it. It just keeps going. That's it for the coal. Now let's get to the bottom of this iron. And they spawn in veins. Yeah, Notch said those generation, they spawn in veins. It's kind of just a variation, you know, break it up from just the bland stone. Oh, that was so much. Not even sure. But since it broke into a cavern, we can't really say, oh, this size is about how big a vein is. No way, it kept going after that. It looks like looks like when a vein and it like spawns in blobs, and then another blob spawns at the end of one. It like has an option to. And that's what's making these tunnel things. Oh, that must be a lava pool. Yeah, this is we didn't get to see it in the original, in the world, we did not get to see any of these. This must be, lava, and then it's all orange underneath. Yeah, I never got a chance to see one of those. This isn't a new feature. This was a thing before. It was just, oh no, I'm lost. Let's just blow it back up. Man, we really went far. The edge of that cliff is the gold. Oh, not. That wasn't the cliff? No, it was on that side. Oh, okay. So, all of us are living. And this is the gold. It's very shiny. That's very interesting. You also notice there are these trees. And these actually aren't, these are not the original form of the trees. These are actually, the trees used to look different, but now they look like this. Let's save this, and now let's go back to Bunny Boing Minecraft. Now, if you were paying close attention, you may have noticed that this wood block has changed its texture. And it might just be me, but this dirt block looks slightly different. Any of the other blocks changed? No, I don't think so. think all the other blocks will do thing. We could make a fake tree. Let's see. They were like that, right? And then they had leaves kind of surrounding them. Yeah, like that. I think these tops were different. Yeah, it's like the trees. I made a fake tree. Yeah, water is actually faster now. It doesn't glitch out anymore. So let's just make a canal here as an example. Just make this small canal. And then look, it basically went in there instantly. It was really fast. And it went in there in a controlled manner. Oh, we have to update the update sign too. Because this says 8 now. And then this is a 4. There we go. 0.014A_08. Now, there was a glitch where you could walk fast. I didn't even know about it. Some people posted about it on the chat forums, and it got dealt with quickly. I guess the way it worked is you could kind of like leave the game, but keep holding the key to walk. It was pretty strange. And then when you came back, it would try to do all the steps really quickly. Also, you can do specific coordinate respawning. So you saw I pressed R to go there, and then when I pressed enter, it kind of reset, and then I press R. So using R and enter, you can set your spawn with enter, and then reach that spawn again with R. But I'm gonna use this here temporarily. Since you get put up a little bit, you can use this to fly. Oh, I must have done it wrong. People were using it to like fly up in the air. I mean, it might be because I'm running on a really fast computer, but I saw a video where people were taking advantage of the fact that it boosted you up a little bit, and they mashed the keys, and they just kind of flew. But I'm going to use this to my advantage. And I'm just going to set my spawn inside this mansion, or in front of the mansion, because it's around that area where a lot of stuff happens. What is up with that 9? I did the 9 wrong. I can only spawn at the mansion whenever I want. So, I'm not sure if this was there before. I don't remember this being here. The unbreakable stone thing. They did optimize the engine that this game runs on. Oh my. I set my spawn there. It takes a bit to get used to the new key things. Like, I immediately thought enter, was to go back to your spawn, but that's actually to set it. And I ended up setting it and putting it in a convenient place inside the water. Yeah. The shadow system for lighting has also been improved. The fog, you can actually change it. So this is, I believe it was full, medium, small, and tiny is what Notch called it. I think I'll set it here. So this is large, medium, small, and tiny. Can't even see the mansion. You can barely see it on small. You can't even see it on tiny. I can't imagine playing on this setting because even at your feet, it's fogged. I would not play on this setting. I prefer this. But that would be all of the update. I was very happy because this update took forever to release. At least it was like 2 days. But I didn't want to play a broken version, so I didn't. I can just scroll on my mouse wheel and you can see the block in the corner changing rapidly. You know, this is stone, dirt, cobblestone. This, I believe Notch specified this was planks and this was logs. So we might as well make a thing that's like every block in the world. Stone, dirt, cobblestone, wood. These are, I don't want to call them trees because now they're big trees, but I don't think the little trees turn into big trees anymore. I guess I'll just call that like a bush, the bush, log, leaves, sand, gravel. And then you can use all of them. I can even do this. I don't even need to use the Scully, I mean. And with these new blocks, I'm going to decorate the mansion. Mainly this one. I think this will really break up the way that this mansion looks. I don't really like its look right now. Like, the edges don't really stand out, so the corners look ugly. And I think I'm going to change that with these wood blocks. It'll only take a little bit, but I think it'll be a drastic improvement. Or it could just be completely wrong. Oh man, that retailer scared me. And that's it. Now let's take a dive off the diving board. Take a dive off the diving board, my. Let's look. I think personally that looks much better. In my opinion. It makes more sense. Leave your opinions in the comments if you made it this far. Oh, that keeps happening. Now, one thing we will do is change the flag on here. Now, it's just all stone right now. But I think it would be interesting if we had pattern be, we had the pattern be logs, and then in the middle leaves. And in my opinion, I think that's a better flag. I mean, it's off center. not supposed to be, but... So, actually, that's just an easy fix. Easy fix. There. I put that on the wrong thing, didn't I? That entire layer is off by 1. There we go. Now we have a proper flag. Now that we've done that, I mentioned in the last episode that I would make the sphere look more spherical, if that makes any sense. And what I'm going to do is I'm basically just going to trim the edges so that more of it is on the inside. Also, all of this is turned into dirt because of its lack of access to sunlight. Now we are going to do this from the inside of the sphere. It's easier. We're just going to take 4 blocks off and put them in. And I believe that will fix the problem of it looking too squirrely. Oh my, that's an interesting bug. Before this version, I didn't encounter it at all. But sometimes I click and I place 2 blocks even if I don't do a double click. Well, I break and I break 2 blocks even if I didn't do a double click. Like there. I'm not sure why that's happening. Is it intentional? I don't know. Let's get out of here and see. Yep. It looks way more like a sphere now. Maybe not enough on the edges and corners, but I think it looks more like a sphere than it was before. That's all I'll say. I can just do that, and I'm back in the mansion. I like that feature a lot more than the randomly teleport thing. Also, we can make a new invisibility thing now. This time with a wider smile. And that we should be able to place the bush on top of. That doesn't look like I have a plan. But I think it does work. Now we have a staircase that's actually a bit more normal to climb. Unlike that one. Like, this makes sense, but then you go here? Or do you go here? Like, or do you do this? That's weird. Is that even possible? This? That's just ultimate levels of ridiculous. I guess we can actually permanently put a chef in here now, since humans save. Okay, that was a close one, but now I've locked myself in here. Get trolled. You get trolled too. They probably don't know of each other's existence, even though all that's separating them is like 20 feet. 20 feet? Would it be 20 feet? I mean, literally, no, I made a track that's 100 meters and it's, you can, with 400 meters, and you can run through it much faster than any human could run one. I haven't noticed any physics changes, so I'm not going to test if a 3-block jump is still possible. Let's do another race. 3, 2, 1, go! I win! And now there's a rogue human just running around. That's not good. How shall we fix this? please. Yes! Attract them. I will ever heal or see you again. It's good because the humans, when they roamed around in the world, they were pretty terrifying because they would just randomly appear out of thin air, and it's pretty ridiculous. Because we have access to lava in this world, I want to see how lava spreads because we don't have access to lava in the other world, and I want to do some tests with it. Problem with them moving the auto to randomly teleport feature is it's pretty useful when you had to get around and get a really long distance. Now that I see it, there's just ore everywhere in the new generation. It's a shame that we can't access it. I think I just found an alternate entrance to the one I already... Okay. Putting that aside, let's see how fast this lava can spread. Oh, that's very fast. Imagine if one of these lava pools was available like above the surface and someone broke it. Absurd. You can sort of see the cave pattern of what's under the lava. But can you beat the lava in a race? Oh, the answer to that is a definite no. Once you got caught in it even a little bit, it's over. Because you go even slower than you do in water in the lava. This doesn't make much sense. I mean, wait, I'm beginning to get an idea. What if we put water on the lava? What would win? This was at first supposed to be a generation test, but then I realized this is basically just a lava test too. Because this is the only thing where we have access to it. So we're gonna use this to mess around with it as much as possible. Oh, you can, that's what it's like to go in a cloud. When you go down, it's just that, and then when you go up, it's that. Okay. Ah. So now that we have a marker to where the lava is, let's make the water go to it. Alright, we have a plan. Let's see what happens. I have made a full-length tunnel that, when opened, will bring the water into this cavern. Where it will come into contact. Let's see what happens. Water is indeed faster than me. Whoa, it just turned it all into stone. Oh, I just realized this cave is gonna get flooded. Cause will it go back up? Oh no, cause here it's 3 high because the ceiling cut it off at 3 high. But here it's 2 high because the ceiling cut it off. Okay, that's interesting. The ceiling can actually cut off the water so it doesn't flood an entire thing. Even if it starts at the very top. And look, we have a gap here. Here it got cut off in this area. There's some more gold there. And here it got cut off basically at the top. I don't know. I thought it would kind of just do some shenanigans, Zed fighting or whatever. I didn't think there would be an actual mechanic. So water and lava mixed together make stone. Okay. It's time to load up this world. That's all. We might do more messing around in the 0.014a_OA gen test world, but for now, I think I'm okay with this one. Even if we don't have any lava that we can mess with. We might not even have any lava we can mess with in the other world now because I might have turned it all to stone. Oh my. Lava being a unrenewable resource. Oh, okay. Whoops. I'm gonna make this diving a little longer. What? Since you spawn... No, yes. You spawn in the world facing this way. And spawn in facing this way. Assuming that you always spawn north, because that's how games work. That means this direction is north, west, east, south. Okay. We have knowledge required to make a compass. Let's put it in like a relatively empty spot. Like here. I haven't really built anything in this area. Let's just flatten this out, and then we can build the compass. Okay, at this point I'm just terraforming. But I don't like the terrain generation. I think it should be a bit more flat. All these random dips don't really make sense. Then we're gonna make it the same size as the sphere. Pretty sure compasses always face north, so that's how this is gonna work. And I guess we just make all letters. 5 by 5. Cavern down there. Actually, we have time in this session. We might explore it. There we go. Alright. Now that we've done that, I was gonna say I was gonna do something and then I forgot what I was gonna do. Oh yeah, explore the cavern. Whoa, that was a big drop. Let's go this way. Maybe this is where we find lava. I don't understand why I'm still getting, ever since the new update, my FPS shot from around 1.5 thousand average to 900 average. I know it doesn't really matter that much, given it's still, like, ridiculously high. But, what changed? I mean, I thought there was supposed to be optimizations to all the engines. Though I think I already went that way. Does this even have a surface entrance? It doesn't. This cavern is 100% underground, which sounds stupid. I mean, like all 100% underground, but there's like no entrance. Imagine the lava lakes that hide under this map that we just haven't found because there's no entrances. I wonder if you could get a triple click with the glitch. Yep, triple click, double click plus the glitch. Whoa, that was a weird mouse movement. Well, there's not really much left to do. I mean, I could just make a south to north canal that just connects the water from the South Ocean to the water from the North Ocean. Of course, that's assuming my compass is correct. There's planks down here. I did not put them there. Oh, wait. This is just like a wall. Wait, no, that's like the dock. I forgot about that. Well, we have less than a minute left. We gotta go fast. Actually, no, I don't think there's any help in making it. That's too bad. Especially because of all these double-click glitches. Well, unfortunately, we're probably not gonna make it. There's only 10 seconds left. But, I hope you enjoyed the session. I sure did. New update. Bye.